All right, let's begin. Evening team. No questions until I'm done recording. This is basically us going over, getting ready, preparing for the week. Couple of names to go down: CTSH, PRU GS, AIG, AZO, basically AZO, Dow, CL, NetEase, VRTX, HAE, ALXN, NVS, and more. I want to basically quickly go over SPY. That's basically what's important right now. Um, basically overlook of the market. Just clean this up a little bit for you guys. So below is the weekly chart, and the top is the daily chart. Last week we had a nice hammer off of the 30 SMA. Nice bounce closing perfectly above 292.77. Looks like we might basically open somewhere around there, depending on how we go overnight. But gaps have been filled. Now, basically, we're just looking to hold 292.77 going back up. And levels overhead are 294.13, 296.19, 297.91, and 299.62. So overall, this week, we want to see basically a close above 296.19. Now, I want to start with CTSH. This one was basically interesting this week. I actually did very well 2 days in a row. It was more of a buy the close, sell the open on this one. But it was pretty stuck going into Friday until end of day. There was just like a lot of spikes, like 40-cent spikes on it. I just kept watching it and watching and watching it. So I told you guys to roll up into next week. Basically, you would have actually paid cheaper in premium for the 61 as opposed to paying for the 60s for that Friday that expired. Here's a visual of the daily, the top. We have the 14 SMA, which was resistance for last week. You want to see a close above 60.80, which is the lower level of the double bar. Upper is 61.30, which the 30 SMA should come and line up with that very soon. I like this one still long term, as long as it stay above 60. Then I remain bullish. I'm definitely looking for price action to get inside the 14 to 30 SMA to pull off basically what it did here, ending of August and beginning of September. So that's just definitely, I like the weekly. Weekly has a nice bottoming pattern here. This just needs to hold at 58.64. Weekly has a 14 SMA at 62.89. So if you give yourself 2 weeks out and 62 calls, can't go wrong with that. Now we got PRU. We got back into PRU again. That move this Friday was crazy. Loved it. Chart is setting up again. This is what I was saying. It's ready again. The rejection of the 14 SMA on the weekly chart is what got me. So that plus the hammer, it hammered and it basically closed above 87.13. So still in a bullish trend. Filled a couple of gaps. I don't know if you guys can see on the daily, but there was actually a gap here around 84.13. And what is that? 84.81 or 84.69. That gap got filled. That looks pretty healthy. Targeting still, I mean, this still can be a cup and handle pattern. Targeting 92 on the long side. Needs to get over 89, 86 and get back over that and close above. I want to see that 14 cross below the 30 here. Weekly still intact. We want that weekly 14 SMA to form a support very soon. I want to see how we close this week. If we can get over 89, 86. So we're looking at the 87. We still have the 87.50s. You have the 90s, the 95s. And here comes GS. GS is another one. As you can see, I'm focusing on PRU GS. These are financials, insurers. I like them. And just something made me go for those 200 calls Friday to test it, just to test the move. And the move actually was confirmed. We got a nice 20 bagger from that one. GS is always on my list. It's always on my list, even if I'm not trading it. Doesn't mean I'm not watching it. And the reason I don't bring it up as much is because it's just not ready. But after Friday this here, the hammer on Thursday, we have this Friday green bar. It looks just like actually I can just do a lineup. I could just do this. Show you PRU on the daily as well. PRU got the same thing. Met has the same similar setup as well. This is a weekly. So you can see similar setup. I like it. See, but here with PRU, 30 SMA is supporting. Here we have the double bar supporting for GS. This is definitely a nice buy area too. See, similar setup, which is so funny here. Check this out. I'm not saying it's gonna be repeat, but if you think about it, 14, the price is still remaining under the 14, so that vacuum has to come one way or another. So we're looking at over 202.82 to 205. Max target on this trade would be around 216 with time. So that would be the target. We want to get the price back above the 14 and 30 SMA. So that's for GS. I'm just skimming through them. I have my eyes set on a couple of things. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Azo has my attention the most. The reason for it is it has me bearish and bullish at the same time. So that's why it has my attention, because it's more of a I can definitely buy time with this play. I can buy time for calls, and I can buy time for puts because it can work out both ways as well. But Azo has a similar same pattern as well as insurers. As you can see, we have that red candle from Wednesday, Thursday, hammer, Friday, hammer, or outside. But I like this one a lot. I'm targeting 1090. We got the 1070s. I expired this week. The 1060s for Friday, no, 1055s for Friday. They hit as low as 28. Managed to get one contract at 40 cents, closed at $4.90. So that was a good 1100%. Not too bad. But that's what I use for lottos. If the lottos don't work on a Friday, then it doesn't confirm for the following week for me. It's not a gamble trade for me. It's more of a test the spread, test the area. And if it does work out, then play the long side. Same thing for the for puts. If I was playing a put lotto to see for the downside. So this candle, we have two weekly candles. We have this big red one here that bounced off the 30 SMA. Then we have this one here that closed below the 30 SMA, but also closing below 1090. So I want to see us basically get back over. As you can see, this alert here says mark is 1074.35. That's my trigger, which is also aligned up with the 30 SMA. I want to see us back over 1090.52 this week. If that happens, I'm still targeting 1100 to 1118 as a target. So you gotta look at the weekly ranges. 53 points. This one was a big 196. Last week it was 53. So even if we get 25-point move, that's still 1100 from here, depending on where we open at. I mean, I like gap downs. I'll tell you guys. In the beginning of the week, a gap down in the beginning on a Monday makes me bullish, depending on what happens. If it's a gap down, a continuous fade, or I mean, if it's just a lot of things there's a lot of factors that go into account for that. But definitely Azo's on my list, long terms. I have everything lined up here on the side. What I'm watching, what we're in. VRTX is also on the list. I mean, I like VRTX. Saw a lot of action for next week's. Not sure if it was anybody on our team playing that as well, but it's been trading between 164.10 and that 186. So it's just been in here for a long time, and it needs to get out of this to actually find a direction. Playing this one at the money or near the money is the smartest thing to do. That 172.80 is a very important level. As you've seen, I just added the extension there. Sorry, the retracement, not extension. I just did a retracement inside of the extension. And it shows that 172.80. So targeting here is 178.16 for this week. If they can get above that and above the 1430 SMA, it just hasn't done that in a while. But if it can do that, last time I did that was in August and we're in October. So keep that in mind as well. This inside weekly hammer, I like it. Let's see if there's any follow through this week. It would be awesome. A couple of data's coming out. Not this week. I think the ending of this week and the beginning of next week. We're gonna have a lot of ERs and a lot of data coming out for some bios. So keep that in mind and play very cautiously with them. I like it. Still like it. It still needs time, but we're gonna catch it. It's just building a base here. It can be more downside or it can be upside. Looking for that value to that 14 SMA, which is around 265, lining up with the upper double bar, which is 265.82. And let's show you guys the weekly. And this is what I like about the weekly here. Let me actually remove these trend lines. What I like about this weekly is that it gapped outside of the weekly. So this is a nice, got a little spinning top going on. So looking at 265 2 weeks out would be the smartest play for this one because you actually have time. And like I tell you guys, always buy time. You buy time, you don't have to really worry about much. Just looking at 2 weeks out would be October 18th. 265s are pretty decent, to be honest with you. Come by tomorrow, they'll be worth, tomorrow's the 7th, right? Those 265s would be worth around under $2. I think that's a good trade. Play 265 this week. I mean, if you're getting in on a Monday, you have to get out on a Monday as well. So I'm definitely liking this. I still like Hum. Hum is still on the list. Netties is still on it too. Netties has been very interesting though. Very interesting. How they had their price. They held the price all week. This can play as a inverted head and shoulders too. It's working out pretty nicely. But how I see this, the head and shoulder, I'll show you guys right now. See if I can annotate. I don't remove the floating box. I need to find out how to get it back. Okay, it's not working. All right, forget that. But you can see here from June, we will consider that the June lows. We'll consider that as the left shoulder. We'll look at this month's lows, or actually last month's lows, as the right shoulder, and the head is in August. So still targeting 289, a break above that. That's very important with time though. But netties can have big moves. You guys seen that happen. I mean, the 25th, 289. So the 280s won't be too bad to play for October 25th. October 18, on the other hand, 280s would be the 280s would make sense to play. I like the 280s actually. They're cheap, not too bad. Only a 15. What we need about 17 points. Netty does that on a weekly range. Netties on average. You got last week was a big range. It was 20 points. Before that, 22 points. Before that, 9 points. Then another 12. Then a big 31 points. So then keep that in mind. And it's also an inside weekly too as well. Dow, ER coming up. Says a gap to fill on the daily. They gapped it down, called a double bottom at 44.33. I want to see how this base builds here. I want to see what happens going further. ER is coming up. This is actually the right shoulder now. This 44.33 also was basically support back in August of the 5th over here on this side. So that's actually great. I still like this one long. Need more time though. Thinking like mid-November for anything in the 50s. I mean, from here, if you're gonna play end of October, the smartest move would be playing anything from 47 to 48, but more like 2 weeks and 2 weeks and up. Next up, CL. I like to play CL with PG, Pepsi, Yum. These are the ones you like to play when Marcus doing the reverse. So when Spy's pulling back, these are actually showing strength. CL showed some crazy strength Friday, and you guys didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming, but it did very, very well. Now we're trading inside the 14 and the 30 SMA with 72.05. That was our overhead for Friday. It kept hitting that, kept hitting it, retracing, hitting it, and retracing. I still like it. I like this. I like this as a great setup. Inside weekly as well. Weekly is still holding. I want to see how it. I need to see this trading above 72.90 for me to go long and start looking for 75 calls for November. Would actually be the smartest thing to do. 74 calls would actually be smart too. 2 to 3 weeks out. We definitely have Met. Met goes hand in hand with PRU. I love Met. I love PRU. They do very well. Both have hammers on the weekly. Met has some gaps to fill, so does PRU. I like this. I like this setup. Same setup. See, same setup. And it's funny because GS, Met, PRU, all basically bounced off and of that bottom that they have, which is either the double bars or the 30 SMA. See, Met is trading outside of the 30 SMA. PRU is trading off of the 30 SMA, and GS is trading off of its double bar. So it's pretty interesting. I like it. That's why I like to play them a lot. ALXN, I've been watching this one a lot. This one is a tough one to trade, but I have a feeling there's a big move coming. Has so much, it has like a triple bottom effect to it right now. If you can see on the weekly just by looking at the bottom. The weekly chart has me sold. Like that doji. Inside too. I would like to see this retest back above 100. The key is to get above 103. When it gets back over 103, then we can look for 110s. But 110s would be smarter for November than anything, or late October. This one has to need some time. It's just been trading under the 14 and 30 SMA for a while. Needs to get back over them. Possibly see that start happening by end of week. If we can get above 101.66 into Friday, then I'm gonna start looking for long calls for 110 about 2 to 3 weeks out. Another one of my favorites, GWW. I like it a lot. It creeps. It creeps, and I like. That's what I like about it. It creeps a lot. You just gotta pay attention to them. There's just a lot of them that's on the list. I usually don't talk about them. I just watch them. There's a reason I don't remove them off the list either, because they're always showing that they're ready. And they bounced over that 277.08, close above 289.96, still targeting 300 again, possibly a week to 2 weeks out for that as well with time. It won't hurt as much. Another one that's inside on a weekly too. A lot of weeklies look the same. Another one, Pep, my baby, always a favorite of ours. Pep has been strong, all-time highs. Like, look at this, 2009 till now. This thing is a beast. I want to see how 138.40 is handled in the next 2 weeks. For that to happen, for us to see that, and to see 147.38, which is the red bar overhead, we need to see how this 138.40 holds in the next 2 weeks. Then we can possibly get that continuation. Other than that, I mean, this one's good. I want to see how it opens up this week. Anything that gaps up, usually you know that's going to fill its gaps. And the best thing to do with that is just wait. If you either short it for the 10 to 20% you'll get on the short after it gaps up and fills that gap, then you go long. But so far, these are all the ones I'm watching closely. Main ones on my list, the top of my, that's what I really want to focus on this week. How I'm going to do these trades. As you guys seen Friday, I was actually buying more time with a lot of with GS. I bought 3 different strikes next week's after next, and some more late October ones as well. I want to do the same thing for AZO and PRU. I'm looking at a lot of things as well for that one. I'm looking at even next year's January 2020s. I'm honestly I want to get you guys more into long term, because even when I tell you guys to buy time, people still buy the weeklies. But what I'm also noticing, and I see it a lot, and I appreciate you guys for doing this, when I make an alert and I suggest you go for the strike lower than mine's, you guys been flocking to that strike, and I appreciate that, because you guys can see that. You get more of a benefit than doing what I'm doing. Or same, a lot of you can be buying time. There's a member that basically stated, I wish I started buying time a long ago, but he's been buying time and it's been working for him. Ever since he's been buying time, it's like, you're not really missing the move. You actually, it's when the move actually happens, when the stock starts to break out or whatever it does, when it does that, you're already in there. You're not getting much damage on premium for that week, because your premium's next week. This is why I like you guys to see, if I make a let's say, for example, GS is trading at 200, right? And I say I buy next week's 202.50s and they're trading at $2. Your goal should be to look at the week after next and see if you can get that same premium for a strike, maybe $2 higher or somewhere around that time, because sometimes the premiums can be off. They can mismatch, and it happens a lot, to where you can have this week's 200 calls, this price the same as next week's. I mean, that sometimes that happens on ER, with like those ER weeks or something like that. But definitely, I just want you guys focused this week. Last week was a short week because I was in Texas Monday. I was out of it last week. I just came off of eating clean for 30 days, and then I spent the whole week eating bad, and it had definitely slowed me down for that week. But this week I'm going to be more focused. I'm always going to be focused when it comes to you guys, but I want you guys to be as focused. When you have a great week, don't blow it off and go into a lotto and say, you know what, I made 5,000 this week, I'm gonna put 2,000 in this lotto because I'm already up. No, it's gonna mess you up. You have a good week, take the rest of the week off. If you hit a big trade Monday, you make $500, $200, $300, $10K. Take the rest of the week off. That's what I'm telling myself I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of day trades possibly this week. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna do a lot of rinse and repeat trades. I'm gonna be getting into the same trades every single day. I'm gonna buy Monday. I'm gonna possibly buy Monday, sell Tuesday, buy Tuesday, sell Wednesday, like that. But I just want you guys focused this week. Rest. Don't overtrade. Stop looking for 10 million tickers. Stop saying, oh, this one's ready, into it. I don't want to hear that. I just want us focused. If I'm not talking about it, it's not on my radar. So that's my ultimate goal this week. You guys want to be profitable? Let's be profitable together. If I'm out, if I say SPTP, get out. Even if I'm holding, get out. I like money. If you don't like money, this is not the place for you. If you like to lose money, this is not the place for you. We like to make money here. Don't let a good week mess up the next week. Don't let a bad week mess anything up, period. You have a good week, stop it. Wednesday, you're done. That's it. Even if you need more comfortability, message one of your teammates. Message me and say, Ninja, I'm up this week. So you can hear me say, you're done for the week. It's like coming into work. All right, I hit my quota. I'm out of here. If you can sell, or if you can get 20 customers, get us 20 new clients before Friday, you can take the rest of the week off. So the most hungriest person there at the job will make it in their will, make it and everything to possibly come in Monday and knock out 5, 10. But they're shooting for even higher than that. They knock out 10. Tuesday comes, they knock out another 10 because they were that aggressive and they got the rest of the week off. You know, it's like once you get paid, don't give it back. Take the rest of the week off. We get lucky sometime Monday, we get into a trade and it's already up 200 to 300% before the close. You're up 300%, take off 80% of that whole position. Tomorrow it might be down 50%. Get back in from where you got in. So I just need you guys, I need guys and girls, I need you focused because I'm going to be just as focused as you all. Okay? I'm going to start recording.